my name's Ellen from the Spellbound Bead Company, and I'm going to show you how to make this delicate flower link necklace. So to make a necklace about 18 inches long, you're going to need some 3mm facets. I'm using pink and Capri blue. You'll need 9 of the flower link beads. You'll need 9 eye pins. I'm going to use 4 of the 40mm bar links and 6 of the 25mm ones, and then you'll need a clasp. In this case I'm just using a standard bolt ring clasp and a couple of jump rings. So first we're going to make our links. So I'm going to make a blue link first. So we're just going to need 1 eye pin, 1 of our flower links, and I'm going to need 3 of my facets. Now the easiest way to do this, so I'll move the other ones out of the way, is if you line up, there is a hole through the centre of your flower link. I'll just show you that with the eye pin so you can see. So there's a link that goes through the centre. So we have to line up our beads so that we can fit one in the centre of this link. The easiest way to do this is if you make sure that the holes in your bead go through lengthways, pop your flower bead over the top, then just pick up one of your facets and then gently slide it through from the side. Hopefully it doesn't work, it doesn't move even. Hopefully it does work. Slide it through, making sure that you're picking up the bead on the inside of your flower. Then we're going to trim this link down to make a loop on the other side. So trim the head pin down. So we want to try and make a loop that's approximately the same size as the one on the other side. This does come with practice, but you want to take your wire cutters and trim it off just under 1 centimetre. Always point your wire cutters down when you're trimming it off so you're not firing a bit of wire across the room. And what you want to do is, where you can see on this end the eye of the eye pin curls round this way, you want to make it curl round in the opposite direction if possible, so it makes a sort of S shape, elongated S shape with the beads in the centre. Just sits a bit nicer and looks a bit neater if you can get it to fit in the opposite direction. So taking your round nose pliers, just grip the end of your pin like so, and I'm just going to roll it up in the opposite direction. So gently roll it over. So you see I've made a loop on the end, and then just gently adjust it so that it's straighter like that. And then if your link has opened up ever so slightly, like mine has there, just grip it again and give it a little bit of a wiggle so that it meets up. We will have to open them all again to create the necklace, to link it all together, but just so that they're relatively straight in the first place. So there you've got one first link. Okay, and then I'm going to make a pink one. So I need 3 of my pink beads, and then another of my flowers, and then again, so just pop it over the top like so, so you can see where the hole's going. Much easier to do this down against the mat, because otherwise it will be very difficult to get your pin lined up so it's going through both the link and the bead. So then just gently, there we go, pesky little pink bead. And then I'm going to trim my eye pin down. Again, checking I'm turning my loop in the right direction. twist it over. A bit far. There we go. And then we've got another little link. That one could do with straightening up a bit. So then I've got pink one and a Capri blue link. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue making these links until I've got 9 links in total. So now I've made all my flower links. I'm simply going to link them together with my bar links. Now I'm going to start with the centre. In this case I'm going to do a Capri blue one in the centre. And I'm just going to take one of the loops that I've just made with the eye pin and just taking some chain nose pliers, I'm just going to gently twist it open and then slide the bar link onto there and then just gently close it back up. Now this is the important bit here is to make sure that there is no gapping when you close your eye pin back up, otherwise the bar will simply drop out. And then I'm going to turn it over, open up the eye pin loop on the other side, again gently twist it open, slide one of the 25mm bars is what I'm using at the front and the centre of the necklace. So you can see you've got our first links made together. Now I'm going to put a pink one on to alternate. Again, exactly the same, just twist it open, pop the bar link onto the eye pin and then gently close it back up again. And again, same on the other side. Now I'm using pink and Capri blue facets here, but you can use any colours that you like. We've got almost 50 different colours available on the website, so it's whatever you choose. I just thought it was a nice summery pink and blue. So that's the one done on the one side. So then I'm going to put my other pink one onto the opposite side and gradually build our necklace up. And again on the other side. So I'm going to do the same thing again, then we're going to put our blue ones on. So I'm going to continue linking my necklace up like that, and I'm going to use the 25mm bars at the front of my necklace, and then once I get to the back, still alternating the colours on my flowers, and then once I get to the back I'm going to swap over to the larger 40mm links. So now I've linked my entire necklace together, all that remains is attaching a clasp. In this case I'm just going to use a simple bolt ring clasp, but you can use any type of clasp you want. So I'm just going to open a jump ring, pop your clasp through, and then just link it onto the end of your necklace. And then I'm going to get another pair of chain nose pliers and then just gently twist that jump ring shut, make sure there's no gap so it doesn't drop off. And then again do the same thing on the other side, if I can get hold of my jump ring. So pass it through the little tag on the clasp and through the hole on my bar, and then gently close it. And then you've got one completed necklace. So now you've made your necklace, you might decide you want to make a pair of earrings to match. These are made in exactly the same way, making a link and joining them together. However, instead of using an eye pin, you use a head pin, so you're just making a loop on the one side and it's got a little stopper on the end of your pin there to stop the beads dropping off. Linking it onto your bar link and then opening the loop at the bottom of your fish hook and hooking it onto there. As you can see, I've also alternated the colours of my facets here too, which is just a different look. You're welcome to make them different colours if you want to. It's exactly the same technique. I've made this bracelet here. As you can see, I've used different beads to make the links instead of the flower beads and the facets. I've used some rondelles and some disc beads and used a different type of clasp. In this case I made a bracelet, but it just shows the versatility of the technique. You can use any beads you want to make this little link and your designs will look completely different.